dates and times. And when I went to the IGI, it was a simple appointment to express my concerns, hand over the document. Because in the phone call, his office asked me, do you have the documents? And I said, yes. Would you share it with us? I said, yes. So it wasn't a beacon that I can remember the date. If you're understanding what, it was just a meeting and that's the end of it.
Do you not keep a diary, Mr. Adams? As a public official and a member of parliament, I would assume that you keep a diary either because you claim for your travel expenses or you need to account for where you are during public time. Do you not keep a diary that sets out where you are? I mean, a meeting with an IGI is important enough for you to diarize it and know that on this date I must be at the IGI's offices and what was discussed there. So do you not keep those things?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I generally, I save my appointments on my phone, and that device has left me. And the other reason that I wouldn't bother with a book diary is because I don't claim from Parliament, not a cent, ever. So if I have a meeting, let's say with you tomorrow, Commissioner, it will be on my phone for 9 o'clock with a reminder. But I don't write down in the book that I'm going there and I'm going there for travel claims and that. I don't get involved in that. And again, I apologize for frustrating your work because it's even frustrating to me. But like I say, the IGI's logs will tell you which day and which time I was there.
Mr. Adams, I just want to move on to another topic that I want to close off. There's a...
Before you do that, Mr. Adams, the conversations and meetings with the IGI, you said in the ad hoc committee that the IGI himself called you. You recall that was your testimony? Because in your statement, you say, in this statement that we are looking at, in 245, you say you were contacted by the office, which could be anyone in that office. You do recall that in the ad hoc committee, you
Yes,
said
ma'am.
Mr. Faisal himself did call you.
Yes, ma'am.
And when he called you, had you had any prior contact with him? Did you know who he was? Had you met him somewhere? Had someone ever referred you or mentioned him to you?
I had heard of the office of the IGIMM, and I actually made a mistake at the ad hoc, to be honest with you. When I'm writing it down a second time, I realized that. And I said to myself, but at the ad hoc, anyway. So what happens is I get a call from the office of the IGI. It was a female, I can't remember her name. And she told me the IGI had asked her to make contact with me.
But how could you make that kind of mistake, that it's the IGI himself that called you? It's a very specific person. It's a head of office and who holds a very important position. How could you possibly make a mistake that he called you?
It is, in my estimation, Commissioner Beloy, it was a very stupid mistake to make, a rudimentary one, but it was not intended to mislead anyone because the call was from the IGI, but by his office. So I did make it. It was a very stupid, a casual, stupid mistake. And I do own it. I accept that. And as a matter of fact, as I was writing my statement, I knew the contradiction, but I put down what actually happened.
But if you pick up the contradiction, why are you not explaining it in your statement? Because it is quite a serious allegation or fact, if it happened, that the IGI himself called you. That's very important. And if at the time of drafting your statement, you realize that I made a mistake, why are you not correcting that in the statement?
I didn't think of the affidavit, my affidavit to you, as being something that, well, it shouldn't contradict what I said at the ad hoc, but I made a mistake at the ad hoc. And in hindsight and with what you've taught me now, I should have actually corrected myself in the affidavit.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that, Commissioner.
No, you don't. It's okay.
No,
if I guess we'll have to make our conclusions about it. It's difficult, I must say, speaking for myself.
And that's why I apologize, because I'm giving you extra work. I'm sorry, Commissioner.
It's very difficult for me to accept, let me say, to accept that nearly a year later, in your statement to us, you say, oh, I made a mistake back then when I said it was the IGI, and one has to decide what do we do with that, because you either lied to the ad hoc committee, and that's the impression you left them with, and or you're lying to us now when you say I made a mistake back then. One of these two institutions must hold you to have lied under oath. You accept that?
What I do accept, Commissioner, is that I made a mistake in front of the ad hoc committee, and I'm here admitting to the mistake and owning up to it and telling you that this is the correct version. I didn't. There's nothing in it for me to say anything like that. I made a genuine, stupid, sloppy mistake, and I own it. I own the mistake, and I apologize to you for giving you another conclusion to have to reach.
Well, I know you say there's nothing in it for you. I want to suggest one possible explanation is you might have now realized, oops, I shouldn't have said that in the ad hoc committee. I shouldn't have disclosed that it's the IGI himself that called me, because it is problematic that the IGI would have called you and you would have to explain that conversation. How did it come about that he knew to contact you? So you might have belatedly realized that is problematic and I need to fix it. That's one possible explanation.
No, definitely, Commissioner. And
okay, you accept that. Okay, all right, thank you. Lastly, before we leave the Section 27 affidavit, and I accept that you have difficulties with it, as you have described it. In that paragraph 1, you express that you do not trust General Patekile. You do remember that was your position on day 1. So somehow, whoever may have doctored or interfered with your original affidavit at IDEC to create this, which, do you have it in front of you?
I have it in front of me.
Yes. Whoever might have rewritten your affidavit seems at paragraph 1 to have gotten it right, because you say you didn't trust, they say you said you don't trust General Patekile, and that's something that you repeated. That alone seems to suggest, well, this is your affidavit, actually, still, because there are things that are common to what you have said in the box and what is contained in here. What do you want to say anything about it?
There is so much about this affidavit that I would say yes. I'm questioning the parts that were omitted. If you understand what I'm getting at, Commissioner. The easy thing would be, yes, this is my affidavit. No, Ransam is mad. She's afraid. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's things that something's not right here.
Okay. And when you say you didn't trust General Patekile, what is the basis for that? Especially, and I want to limit it to when it comes to the handling of dockets. What history did you have that creates a basis or a reasonable basis for you to hold him in distrust?
I've always had a very cordial relationship with the General. I mean, the General would call me, well, I would call him more often, excuse me. So when I'm told that the provincial officers come to collect your dockets, and that's not their job, they're not supposed to, I'm under the impression that the head of the provincial office knows about it. So I didn't trust him with that. It's not that the General did anything to me personally, but something was wrong in the provincial office, and I decided not to speak to him further about that.
So it was not because there's a history that made you, with him, that made you distrust him. It was just about these dockets.
I have lauded General Patekile when he's done right, and I have criticized him when I felt he was wrong. But it was always fair in my view. When the man does right, but just on this one issue, I thought I couldn't trust him on this.
Okay. Thank you.
But if I understood what you said in your evidence yesterday, it's that it was more his response to you when you told him what you had been informed about your dockets, and he said he's going to investigate it, and you weren't happy with his response. You didn't mention anything about not trusting him.
No, ma'am. I was stating the mood in the room, if you will, that I wasn't happy with his response. But the mistrust began as soon as I heard it was the provincial office. It was not a case of particularly as anything. It's just I don't trust him on this issue. If I'm helping you there with the answer.
Yes, but you didn't know that the files had moved yet when you called him. Remember, the note on the diary shows that the files moved to the PC on the 31st. You said you called him on the 30th of October.
I'm confused.
And he said to you he's going to investigate.
I'm confused. I understand what you're saying about the notes in the OB entries, if you will. Did I call him?
Remember, you said you
you
didn't
just
get
refer
your
me to the
CAS
page, please, ma'am?
numbers. You didn't get your CAS numbers.
ma'am.
And then you get told by General Lincoln that your dockets are being intercepted. He didn't tell you that they'd been transferred.
No.
Yes. You called the PC, and you're not happy that with his response.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you say. So
Yes, ma'am.
that's what I'm saying. Your sequencing is out.
No. So essentially, not happy with his response and mistrusting him on the issue is essentially the same thing for me.
Okay, so you mistrust him because of the response that he gives you. What?
Yes, ma'am. I expected more urgency on something like that. I did, and therefore I mistrusted him.
But I think you accepted yesterday that his response was there was nothing wrong with his response to you.
That was yesterday, ma'am. This thing was written 2 years ago. Yesterday, I accepted that, you know what, I was in a rush. This thing wasn't written yesterday. So just to put it, this is once I'm getting my time sequence right. But on that day, yes. After being schooled yesterday for the first time, I own it, yes.
Okay, I think when you do that, when we engage you like that, then you must accept it. You must say, look, I was wrong here, so that we don't have this, because now every time it's going in circles, we confront you with an allegation in your statement. You stick to it, even though the day before you had conceded the point.
No, my time sequence was wrong. As you said it, you were right, but I didn't have the understanding. So, yeah, I accept.
Okay. Then I want to just go back before we go to the next topic. There's an issue that we dealt with yesterday, again, regarding your time, your sequence, and it's a media clip, because you do quite a few of those. So there's a media clip that we want to play, and then I want to engage you on what you said in that clip.
Contacted by the IDAC.
That's good.
I've been contacted by the IDAC. I'd given the file to the IDAC. I was then contacted by the Inspector General for Intelligence. I gave him what I had left. And now I'm getting calls from people claiming to be policemen, wanting to meet wherever. And I said, you know what, we're from Johannesburg. I'll come to Johannesburg. I'm more than happy to meet you at your office. I never got a return call. Mponadi must not be selective in how he presents information, sir. Here's my thing. I've already given my disclosure to the IDAC. Do I need a parallel investigation? I think not. I don't know who to trust out here. This is the sad part.
So you do confirm, though, that investigators did call you to try and get more information. You just didn't trust them because you're not sure if they're legitimate.
I'd already handed over my file to the IDAC. I didn't want to meet another investigator because I didn't know who was coming for what. I didn't know who.
Okay. Now, that is incorrect. I'm putting that to you. Can we go to, so that I can take you through the chronology again on this aspect. Page 3856 of 9B. 56. The person, the police officer that you're referring to there is Colonel Philip that had called you, right? That you say you didn't trust. 9B, page 3856.
Thanks.
Have it?
I do.
Okay. I want to remember your evidence yesterday on page 3856. The table there, you said you don't dispute the table, what's not in the table. Now, on 2nd of November, does the interaction into that? Third, we had engagement with you beginning of November. And you'll see that last engagement is on the 9th of November, 2024. Mr. Adams indicated that he has actually addressed challenges at his residence and will call Colonel Philip by the end of the week to confirm when he, Mr. Adams, will be coming to Joburg. 15 November, outgoing Adams, no answer. So the last engagement would have been 9 November. At this stage, there's no IDAC. If we are to believe the email from you sending the email to the minister on the 10th of November, the minister's office on the 10th of November, and Mr. Ngabini responding on the 11th, and Lisa saying that IDAC must be that is 10 and 11 November. So when saying that you'll re-engage the IDAC and cover call to, that's not true.
Can I just see the date on that thing? Because I'm
Which date?
on that clip, please.
Of the clip with Clement.
See the date, I'm not going to see the clip. I've kind of got a thing.
See if we have the date of the clip. But and I think the more important thing is what you're saying in the clip about the history.
No, I understand that. I understand what I was doing, thinking at that time.
Okay. We'll try and get the date for you.
Or alternatively, commissioners, may I make a supplementary of the consultation with my attorney about that, if I were possible?
Can you just please keep a running list of all?
No, there's only two. I won't flag the
Just in case.
No, I won't flag the commissioner.
There was one and now there's two.
It's only two.
So on that basis, let's just keep a running list and at the end, you raise those with us and a decision will be taken.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Can you just tell me what there's on the
Yes,
second?
I'll get the date for you, but of that clip. What I want to address with you is again, what you say in that clip is that when Colonel Philip called you, you already engaged with the IGI and with IDAC. That can't be, because Colonel Philip's engagement with you ends on the 9th of November. By the 9th of November, there's no IDAC. IDAC only comes in on the 10th, actually on the 11th, because you write an email to the minister on the 10th of November complaining about the fact that your case won't be, you want an independent investigator, right?
100%.
So that is incorrect, what you're saying in that.
It's on Facebook. I've asked time to pick up the
Okay, what I want to know is, are you sure that your engagement with IDAC only started after your email to the minister and the minister's letter to IDAC?
I can confirm that.
Okay, but there was nothing discussed prior to that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and with the IGI, was it a parallel process? So when Colonel called you, were you already engaged with the IGI?
I'm actually now, and this is maybe the IGI's job because it's going to be very important. I'm thinking that maybe I should request what data was there, because from what I'm saying there, I'm now not convinced that I need the IGI afterwards. If you understand what I'm saying.
Afterwards, when you say afterwards, you need to give us a point in
So
time.
my version of it was 2 years ago, I mean, IDAC and then the IGI. I'm just questioning myself and I feel up in that way. So that's something I'm going to apply for permission from the IGI's office, just tell me what day and what time I was there, and then I'll be able to give you a response if that's okay.
Okay. Now, with the IGI, that wasn't your only engagement with the IGI. In 2025, there's further engagement because you wanted a copy of the IGI's report.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you become aware that the IGI was investigating crime intelligence?
I was a claim master. I handed in some of the documentation they had, and I would I would email him to ask if it's been in the office. And then one day, raising me out frustration, I asked if the report, I know he confirmed that he concluded his report to the minister. I asked if I have a copy of the report. He said no. I emailed the minister. I asked the minister if he bring the report to the portfolio. The minister replied. Now it's at the stage, I'm sorry to speak so long, it's at the stage, I'm thinking if the minister doesn't want shares report to deal with whoever's been doing what, if in finding the minister's part of it. And that of me was, luckily I didn't say it to anyone. It was a blunder. It was a massive blunder.
The minister is part of what? What do you?
Of the cover up in my view.
Which cover up now? Because you're now with IDAC and you're with the IGI, so there's, you're aware that both were investigating. Did you think that your complaints were being investigated by the IGI and IDAC, right? You were running the IDAC process as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, why would you think that the minister is involved in the cover-up?
In my view, if there is proof of corruption, I felt that the place that it must be mentioned is in the police portfolio, because that's released. So I'm emailing the minister asking if he's going to bring the report to us as a committee, and the minister responded. And to me, that was a little offish.
But didn't you first ask the IGI for a copy of the report?
Yes.
And then the response was that they completed the investigation?
No, if I'm right, I was first told the investigation is complete. The report is with the minister. Then I emailed the IGI saying, am I allowed a copy of the report? And he said no. And then I emailed the minister and asked him if he bring the report, because now I don't allow a copy, but if the minister will bring the report to the portfolio.